buzz, buzz. Boco reached the big station and arranged his trucks. Then he went to the shed and asked politely if he could come in. Duck was not pleased to see a diesel.
Oh, one of you.
Excuse my intrusion, but I need a place to rest, and that nice blue engine guided me to here.
Who? Edward?
Is that his name? Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't catch it. He was too busy stopping those 2 yellow tank engines.
Oh, don't worry about Bill and Ben. They never really come out about this part of the island anyway.
Well, I hope this part of the island is like the rest, because it's lovely here. All the engines are so friendly.
It's not really much to expect common decency, but
oh, I'm so glad we're like-minded. Some of those diesels on the other railway are so egotistical, like that one black shunter I met on the way here.
Yeah, well, wait. Diesel?
Was that his name? Anyways, he was unbearable. Oh, speaking of names, I'm so sorry I forgot to introduce myself. They call me Boco.
Montague, but they usually call me Duck.
Well, then I hope I get to call you Duck then. Is there meaning behind that name, or is it just something fun you came up with?
I take pride in it, but the engines on my old line used to say I waddle, which, they weren't wrong. Between you and me, I was built with a weird axle, so it's kind of a, yeah.
Oh mate, trust me, I know so much about build defects. That's the reason your controller bought me, to fix me up so I can help out on the Brendan branch line.
Oh, so you're going to work with Edward then? And Bill and Ben.
So the twins play tricks often, I'm assuming.
They're hard workers, and I'm sure they mean well, but they're terrors when they start buzzing around. I like to call them the bees.
Oh, a good name.
Just then, James bustled in. What's that, Duck? Are you terrified of bees? They're only insects after all, so don't let that buzzbox diesel tell you different. His name is Boco, and he didn't wait. I wouldn't care, interrupted James. If hundreds were swarming round, I'd just blow smoke and make them buzz off. Buzz, 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 retorted Duck. Ha ha! James was to pull the express next morning.
Oi, James, wake up. You have to go pull the express for Gordon today. Alright, well now that all that's cleared up, now come on, let's get going now. I heard Gordon wasn't going to be feeling too well.
Oh, screw off. I'm not that sick. Never mind.
and when Duck brought his coaches, the platform was crowded. "Mind your backs! Mind your backs!" Two porters were taking a loaded trolley to the front van. Fred drove while Bert walked behind. "Careful, Fred, careful," warned Bert, but Fred was in a hurry and didn't listen. Suddenly an old lady appeared in front. Fred stopped dead, but the luggage slid forward and burst the lid of a large white wooden box. Some bees flew out, and just as James came backing down, they began to explore the station. Someone shouted a warning. The platform cleared like magic. The bees were too sleepy to be crossed. They found the empty station cold. James's fireman was trying to couple the train. They buzzed round him hopefully. They wanted him to mend their hive, and they could go back and be warm again. But the fireman didn't understand. He thought they would sting him. He gave a yell, ran back to the cab, and crouched with his jacket over his head. The driver didn't understand either. He swatted at the bees with a shovel. The bees, disappointed, turned their attention to James. James's boiler was nice and warm. The bees swarmed round it happily. "Buzz off! Buzz off!" he hissed. He made smoke, but the wind blew it away, and the bees stayed. At last, one settled on his hot smoke box. It burnt its feet. The bee thought James had stung it on purpose. It stung James back, right on the nose. "Eee!" whistled James. He'd had enough. So did his driver and fireman. They started without waiting for the guard's whistle. They didn't notice till too late. They'd left their train behind. In the end, it was Boco who pulled the express. He was worried at first about leaving his trucks, but Duck promised to look after them. And so it was arranged. He managed to gain back some of the lost time, and the Fat Controller was pleased with him. Controller was pleased with him. And so it was arranged. He managed to gain back some of the lost time, and the Fat Controller was pleased with him. No one seemed to notice when James came back to the shed. They were talking about a new kind of beehive on wheels. It was red, they said. Then they all said buzz, 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 and laughed a lot. James thought that for big mainline engines they were being very silly.